This time, I will introduce Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. The book is a compilation of 500 successful interviews. This book is a bestseller with 100 million copies sold worldwide. What are the ultimate 9 principles that think and grow rich? 1. Have a clear goal and pay. 2. Have a fiery desire. 3. Have 2 or more trust groups. 4. Adversity. 5. Break down when problems arise. 6. Work beyond reward. 7. Earn money. 8. Prayer. 9. Conversion of sexual energy. Humans become humans as they thought. The author, Napoleon Hill, was a 25-year-old. He had the opportunity to talk to a very successful 73-year-old Andrew Carnegie. Speaking of Carnegie, Carnegie Hall, the world's richest man who donated a lot of money. Carnegie wanted to put together a successful philosophy and contribute to humanity. To that end, Carnegie addressed over 260 people, one of whom was still young. What if I ask you to work on programming this philosophy? Write a letter of introduction to your collaborators and the people you should interview. The first is 500. This successful program requires 20 years of research. Do you want to do this job? Answer yes or no. Hill replied, please let me do it. I promise here that I will do the job. Carnegie said, but I don't have any financial support for you. Hill replied in 29 seconds. Yes. Carnegie asked these questions. If you make a decision for more than a minute after that, he said he was going to refuse it no matter what he did. Why could Hill answer yes? That's because transparent humans were like that. In other words, it seems that the invisible being has boosted. For answering yes. Then Hill receives opposition from many people around. But Hill Young didn't go along. Think and Grow Rich's Ultimate 9 Principles. 1. Have a clear goal and determine the price to achieve. By having clear goals that you feel value, get the most out of your abilities without losing motivation. Also, it is necessary to throw away something to gain. Environment, time, appetite, libido, sleep desire, etc. seems to have to pay for something anyway. Also read the goals you wrote every day when you got up and just before going to bed. Have the habit of imagining yourself to achieve that goal. About positive thoughts, backward thoughts. How much do you think each day? It will be a source of my own judgment for the future. And even if there is hardship, it is important to continue patiently. For that purpose, loving work or working for someone you love seems to be the most effective work. 2. About having a fiery eagerness. To have an intense desire, it must be true and faithful. In other words, the principle is that people and society are happy and do useful things. Thoughts are vibrations, which transmit nerves and turn into energy, which can turn into light and heat, and eventually affect the world. In this book, a person who does not settle after 10 failures is described as a genius. The inventor King Edison appears many times in this book. He never thought he had failed, and believed every day was a step to success. So he could have tried tens of thousands of times. 3. About 2 or more trust groups. This is called mastermind. Attentive to achieve clear goals. A strong group of 2 or more people who continue their wisdom and efforts. Mastermind is not 1 + 1 = 2 for ideas. It seems that 1 + 1 = 5 or 6. By the way, it seems that Carnegie had a group of 50 people. This is how the mastermind is maintained. Cooperation group. Contents are confidential. New members will have a temporary membership period and will be decided on the unanimous principle of the group. Don't make it big enough to get out of hand. The chair decides on a rotating basis and also decides on projects that will benefit people outside the group. 4. Adversity setback equals not a failure. It seems that Dr. Hill himself has been unpaid for a while. When Dr. Hill had 13 participants in the seminar, he said that he thought that there was a tremendous crowd. One of the participants will later become a partner. There is no impossibility, no failure. If you don't give up, failure is only a step of success. It also tells us that there is a strong seed of happiness that is worthy of adversity. More than 500 successful people are saying that great success comes after a while, succumbing to a sense of defeat. 5. Break down when problems arise. When problems arise, do not solve them all at once, but subdivide them and solve them one by one. 6. Work beyond reward. Working more than rewards, how can your job be fulfilled, and as a result there is a principle that you can return to richness. It is expressed by the word of using the magic of plus alpha. For example, few people are willing to serve to make a successful person even more successful. It may be interesting to try. 7. Save money. The most influential of anxiety is poverty anxiety. It is very important to save money and have a mental margin. Increasing income or lowering living expenses, including rent, can increase the number of days you can live with your savings. Increasing the number of days will give you a sense of mental stability and make your job easier. 8. About prayer. It seems that intuition from something invisible can boost. There are many ways of calling the subconscious mind, the voice of God, and calling it, but there are many cases where they believe and succeed. In addition, it seems that there is a feature that decisions are quick as a common item of successful. The important thing in prayer is that the state of mind at the time of prayer determines the outcome. In other words, your frequency seems to be the decisive factor that leads to infinite intelligence. Believing means changing results. 9. About the conversion of sexual energy. Sexual energy is the best thing to get energy. It seems that men do their best for women. Many people succeed after the age of 40 because many people cannot control sexual energy until 40 years old. It's going to be a great driving force to turn sexual energy into work energy. I tried to summarize the 9 principles so that I can practice them every day. Do a self-analysis to identify areas that you want to achieve over your lifetime. Set goals and deadlines for that. Decide what to continue and accumulate every day and image the ideal future for 30 minutes every day. Once you have your goal, write it down and read it aloud before you go to bed and when you wake up. Decide what you believe in for continuity and choose the job that you love. Try new things at least 10 times in a row and never forget to continue. Finally, an extra. Keeping motivation is a habit. It is important to become a habit. I read about 10 to 15 minutes every day. It is said that habitualization rather than reading for a long time is the secret to keeping motivation. It is extra part 2. The golden rule of business success is courtesy and service. Above all, the importance of quality, quantity and service spirit has been raised. Carnegie values the spirit of service. He never hired a person without a service spirit. He also states that he must have a personality-friendly character. This great book takes 10% of all pages and is carefully followed by review and work. In this channel, you will find useful information for your life. Carefully select only useful information. It will be updated once a week. Please look forward to it. If you are interested, please subscribe to the channel. Pray for your life to be wonderful. Let's see you again.